If you guys have questions as I go through this, well, first off, let me ask you to mute your microphone. Just that way we don't get a lot of feedback and stuff. You'll probably want to do that when you're doing live teaching with your classes. You'll want to tell your students to turn their cameras off and turn their mics off, just so you don't get the feedback and it makes it a lot smoother. Um, okay, so like I said, I pretty much know you both, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time with introductions. Um, so this is a PD for Google Sites. You'll get 1 hour of PD. At the end of this, I'll have an exit ticket that I'll send both of you. I'll just send it I'll just send it to you through email. I think that'll be a little bit easier. Just getting some feedback. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen. All right, so can you all see this Google Doc that I've got up on the screen right now?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Perfect. All right. So there's a few ways you can you can go to Google Sites. First of all, you can go. I'm going to close this out. I'm going to close that out. Okay. So you can do. There's actually three different ways that I've learned that you can do this. So you can go to your Google Drive. So you can just type in Google Drive. It's drive.google.com, and as long as if you're on your Chromebook, you should already be logged in as yourself anyway. So it should bring up yours. My computer's running kind of slow today. Okay, so we should be familiar with the little 3x3. Some people call it the waffle up here for all the Google apps. You can go to Sites this way, and I believe it's down.
You just passed it, Joe.
I think I did. Yeah, there we go. My computer's running kind of slow. I don't know why. Now, if you go to it this way, um, it's going to bring you to this screen right here. And now, if you guys haven't done a Google site yet, then this screen will probably be blank, and that's okay. But this will have every single Google site page that you've made. So you see, I've made a few. I made one. This is the one for the volleyball page. I'll show you all that. I'll show you all this one at the end of it. Um, I made one for as like a review for one of my classes. That's actually the next PD that I'm going to be presenting here in just a minute. Okay. Oh, I got another one in here. Hello, Linzel. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm doing good. We're just getting started here, so you haven't really missed a whole lot. Um, the only thing I've really shown is going into your Google Drive and how to access Google Sites. So I said one way is to use the waffle up here, and you'll click on Sites, and then it'll bring you to this. And it's got a few templates that you can look at and kind of play around with. I usually just start with a blank one. So I would click this blank plus right here, and it will bring me to a brand new untitled Google Sites. Okay, let me give it a minute here to bring it up. You can also type in the address bar, you can type in sites.google.com, or you can type in sites.new, N-E-W, and it will bring up a brand new website as well. Okay, so the first thing I want to do when I get here is I want to go ahead and give it a title. Okay, because that way when you go to pull this up again, you'll want to know what you've got pulled up. So I'm just going to give it a title, and I'm just going to name this Atkins PD. Okay, so that will give it a title, and it will also pop up here in the upper left-hand corner. Okay, you will also, so this right here, what I've got highlighted, this is basically the header for your first page. Okay, so this could just be simply a welcome. It could be, I'm just gonna type in here welcome. Okay, so now over here you've got basically anything that you could possibly insert will be in here, and I'll walk through each one of those. You can click on pages right here, and um, this will basically have all of your pages that you have created will all be right here. Okay, and you can give them different titles by clicking on these three links right here and going down to properties. You can just simply give it you can change it from home to whatever your title page is, or whatever title really you want to give it. Okay. And then over here is themes. Again, you can change the theme as you go. It's got a lot of different options you can choose from. Let's see. I really wish this thing wouldn't be here, but that's okay. All right. So now, again, as we go through this, if you guys have questions, feel free to type them in the chat box, and I'll try to stop every maybe like 5-10 minutes and address those. So, all right. Now, adding text. You can add words a few different ways. You can insert a text box right here by just, again, simply clicking insert and then text box, and then you'll have one that will pop up down here in this white screen right here. Like, this is basically what your students or your parents or anybody that looks at this website is going to see. You can change the background color right here. You can change the text right here. You can make it where it's like a title, where it basically makes it a little bit bigger. You see, you got different fonts basically. You can change the boldness, italics, bullets. You can also, I'm just going to say, welcome to my website. Okay. If you wanted to add a hyperlink, like say you wanted, I'm just going to type in Elkhorn Middle School since that's where I teach. If say I wanted to make where I could make this to where I can have students or parents click on it and it will take it to the Elkhorn Middle School webpage. I can create a hyperlink in here by clicking on insert link, and then I can just type in the link for Elkhorn Middle School right there, or I can simply copy and paste it in there and click apply. Now I know the Elkhorn page has changed just a little bit. I think a lot of the sites have changed just a little bit, so I don't know it off the top of my head there. But that's just one way you can add in. You can add in hyperlinks into your website that'll take it to another web page. You can also make it where it will go to a certain page in your web page as well. You can link those together. Again, I can show you how to do that here in just a little bit. You can add images if you go up here on the again insert and click images. You can upload one that you have on your computer already. You can also select ones that are free to use. You can paste in a URL if you have that. You can do a Google image search on a certain topic. So I'm just going to type in welcome since I've got that on here. And you can So basically, this is just a Google image search of the word welcome. And all of these are free to use on your website. They don't have any copyright claims or anything like that. Um, you can also, for right here, you can search your photos, whatever photos you have saved on your computer, or you can search in your Google Drive if you have a picture that's saved in your Google Drive that you want to use. Okay, you can also insert anything from Google Drive as far as like a document or um, or like video clips or anything like that that you have from there. So if you click on insert and then drive, it will bring you to, this will basically be all of your folders that you have in your Google Classroom. As you see, I got a lot of my math stuff. This is a lot of my NTI stuff from last year. Okay. And then you can also you can also embed anything. One thing I've done with especially with the volleyball, and I'm going to do this when I create the one for my class, is I can upload my calendar directly onto this web page by using this embed. And I'll show you all how to do that here in a few minutes after I've gone through all the insert things here. Um, the layouts right here, these are just some different layouts that you can use that will basically fill in your website. This one is a picture with, um, I'll just click on it here. It's a picture with text that you can add in. You can click the plus here and you can upload really anything. You can, upload something that you have saved, an image, something from Drive. You can insert a YouTube video here. You can insert something from your calendar or something from Google Maps. And you've got a few different options here. This one is just two pictures with text below it. This one is three pictures, a big one, and then two smaller ones. Um, this one again, three smaller pictures with text below it. Okay. You also have here where you can do collapsible text. So basically, you can click on an arrow and it will either make it bigger or make it smaller. You have a table of contents here that you can add in. Image carousel. You've got some of those pictures that like will be like you can drag it and basically rotate it. You can insert a button that will make it. This will make it like you can click on the button and it will either take you back to the home page or take you to somewhere else in the um, in the document. Um, you've got just a divider right here that will just basically give you a line here that'll divide text. Um, Placeholder, YouTube. Again, you can upload videos directly onto the site, and then calendar and map. You can insert a Google Doc or insert a Google Slide. Okay, so that's basically all of the insert options. Okay, um, let me stop right now. See if I don't see any questions. So, do you guys have any immediate questions about how to insert anything? You have any questions up to this point?
I don't.
Okay,
No.
good.
Mm-mm.
Okay, perfect. All right, so that's basically again just how you insert anything in there. Um, I'm going to show you how to insert a video. So I'm just going to insert it here in this box. So again, I'm going to click the plus and say I've got a video on YouTube that I want to add in here. So I'm going to click on YouTube. Okay. I can search for it right here. If I've got the if I know how to directly get to that video, if I know the address, I can copy and paste that into that address into here and click search. All right, so again, I'm just going to type in just welcome again. Okay, so again, I've got pretty much any And this is just, again, just a YouTube search here. So um, let's see. I've got a 3.5-year-old and she's into Moana. So I'm going to click on Dwayne Johnson's You're Welcome. I'm going to click select. Okay. And right there is your video. Okay. So again, they can click that. They can click that and play it in there. There'll be an option that if they want to watch it directly on YouTube, when they click on it. So that's basically how easy it is to insert a video. Now, again, I said that one of the things, and this is again something that I'm going to do when I'm making the website for my class, is I want to be able to put a calendar in here. So I'm just going to add that down here at the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Insert, and I'm going to go down. I'm going to scroll all the way down to Calendar, and I'm going to click Calendar. Okay. And if you've gone to Google Calendar, then you should have, like, basically any of the calendars that you've created. Like I had one in here for all of my classes. This is my personal one. I had some for volleyball, for my math classes. There's a lot of these. So like if I wanted to insert say my personal one in here, I'm just going to add that in there. Let me see. I really wish I could move this. There we go. All right, so I'm going to go insert, and there is my calendar. Okay, so it's, again, really, really simple to use. You can do it that way to insert a calendar. You can also, there's a way to do it if you go up here to embed. There's another way that you can insert a calendar. All your calendars in there will have an embed code, and you would just have to go into your calendar and find it. I'm going to show you that real quick. So I'm going to go into calendar. By the way, I have another PD I'm going to do tomorrow morning on Google Calendar, and I think it's going to make all of our lives easier when it comes to setting up office hours, setting up parent-teacher conferences. I think it's gonna be really cool and really helpful. Okay, so again, if I'm on my calendar here, and I'm gonna find the one that I want to put in, okay, which I'm just gonna use this one right here. I'm gonna go over here to these three. Let me click allow. These little three dots right here. I'm gonna click on it. I'm gonna go down to setting and sharing. And then basically this is all the settings for your calendar. And you will scroll down to where it says integrate calendar. Okay. So now on the Google site, it gave you a couple of options. You could type in the URL if you knew it, which here is my URL. I would just simply, again, copy and paste it into, I would just simply copy and paste it into here. It also gives an embed code, which again, the embed code is right here. Okay, so again, I would just copy and paste that into my, into right here into this box, click next, and it would still pop up as well. Okay, and I can make this where the month shows up. I can make it where the week shows up. I can make it where the day shows up, which is what I have right here. So that's pretty much it as far as adding calendar, video. Again, I've already kind of showed you how to make a picture. All right. Do you guys have any questions so far?
I don't.
Okay. You guys are making this way too easy for me. Let's say this is the first one of these I've done, so I'm, was a little nervous going in and just really wasn't sure how this would go. Honestly, I wasn't even sure if anybody would show up, so I really appreciate you guys being here. So, all right, so now let's say I wanted to add another page onto here. So I go to my pages tab. Okay, here's my first page. This is my welcome page. Down here, if I click this plus, I can go, I've got a couple of different options. I've got new page and new link. So I'm going to click on new page. I'm going to give it a title. Okay, and let's say we wanted to make this one, where we have all of our assignments listed. So I'm going to click assignments, click done, and there's my new page. And you're going to see up here at the top, you're going to have, like, again, here's where the um, title of your Google site is. And then up here will be all your pages. And all of these will be clickable for the person who's looking at this. So they can use these to basically go back and forth between all of your different web pages, or all of your different pages on your site that you have. So that's, again, pretty easy. I can add a logo into here. If you see on the side here, I can click add logo. If I've got one that I really want, like this is just like a background basically. If I have one that I want, I can upload it. I can select one if I need to. I've got, if you want an icon image, there's what's called favicon, I think is how it's pronounced. That I'm not too familiar with. I'm seeing going to be something I'll have to kind of play around with. You got viewer tools right here. You can just, again, you can just look and see, like you've got analytics right here, which I don't think our school has access to this. That would just basically be, you could look and see who's viewed your web page, how long did they view it for, things like that. But I don't think we have the capability to do that yet. And then again, if I wanted to change the image of the background here, change the header type, again, all that would be right here. You can also add a footer in. Um, you can do that if you want, but basically it's going to be like, if you've ever been on a website before and you go down to the very bottom and you see like the fine print down at the very bottom, that's basically what your footer is. So again, it's very, very small writing at the very bottom of your website. Okay. All right. So far, so good. Looks like I'm not getting any questions, so that's a good thing. All right, I'm gonna unclick that. Okay, so let's say now I have this website ready to go, and I want to get ready to share it. Okay. So up here at the very top, you've got, again, just like on any Google Doc or Google Slide or anything like that, you've got the option, if you say you make a mistake and you want to undo whatever you just did, you can click that. If you say want to redo it or reinsert it, you can do that. Right here, this is your preview button. So what you can do is, if you want to look at this site, like to see what it would look like as a student or as a parent, you can click on it. I always do this before I preview it, just because I kind of want to see what it looks like. And again, you'll have a few different options down here. Like this is basically what you would be seeing if you were looking at it on a Chromebook or a PC. This right here, if you clicked on it, this would basically be what it would look like if you were looking at it on a tablet or an iPad. So you see our letters are off just a little bit, so we may want to make those a little bit smaller. And then right here, you would look at it and click that if you were looking at this on a cell phone. Okay, so again, that's how you would preview it before you would actually send it out. Okay. If you have published it, you can click that right here, And this would basically give you the link to the website that you would share out. So you could share this link on your Google Classroom, or you could share it, when you meet your parents or meet your students, you can go ahead and share that out with them. Right here, if you wanted to share this directly with others, you could click this one right here. Um, so I'll just click on it right now. Like, say if I wanted to add in somebody to be an editor of this website, I could type in their name right here and basically give them editing rights or viewing rights or anything like that. Um, Now, this will be kind of important here, especially if you're going to share this out with parents. You'll want to go down here to links. Okay. So it'll give you a few options here. So this basically says draft restricted. So basically what you're saying is that you only the people basically the only people that you add up here at the top will be able to view this link. Okay, so you'll want to change that because right now nobody can view this website because I have it restricted only to people that I've got it shared with. And you see, I don't have it shared with anybody. So I would click right here. Now I've got three different options. So again, the restricted is where I only share it with specific people up there at the top. If I click on the Franklin County Public Schools, that basically means that anybody that is signed in with a Franklin County Public Schools email address can edit this. And then I can go right here and go anyone with the link. So that basically means that anybody, regardless of what email address they have, can edit this. So that's a little bit scary right there. So as far as drafting it goes, I would probably keep that restricted because unless you want somebody to go in and change your website that maybe you don't want to, um, you'll want to keep this again on restricted. So this basically means that only I can open it and edit it. Okay. Now on the published site, again, you got a few different options here. You've got restricted, which again means you can only share it, which basically means that only the people that you have shared it with can open it. You've got the Franklin County Public Schools one, which basically means that anybody who has the link to your site and is signed in on a Franklin County Public Schools email address can view it. And then you've got the public. So basically means anybody who has the link, regardless of what their email address is, can open it. So my recommendations would be on this draft to keep it restricted unless you want others to be able to go in and edit your website. So I would leave that as restricted. And now if only students are going to look at this website, then what I would do is I would make this publish site option, I would make it become Franklin County Public Schools. Because then again, they have to be signed in with an FCPS email address in order to be able to look at the website. Okay. Now, if say you want parents to look at this, like for example, with my volleyball team, basically 95% of my parents don't work in the school system. So they don't have a Franklin County Public Schools email address. So what I did for that one is I would go down and click public. So basically means it doesn't matter what email they have or who they're signed in as. They can still open the website as long as they have the link to it. So again, these would be my recommendations for what you would have right here. Again, keep the draft as restricted because you don't want I just me personally, I don't want a whole lot of people going in and looking at or being able to edit um, my website. Now, if maybe I have a co-teacher um, or if maybe I wanted to get feedback on maybe things I should add or edit on my website, then what I would do is I would still keep it restricted. But what I would do is I would go up here to share and I would share it with that particular individual, and then that way it would give them options as far as like say I wanted to add in my say I wanted to add in my wife as one of these, I would go up here with her, and then I could change her. Um, I would be able to change what type of access she had to this. She could be an editor, meaning she could change anything on here, or she could just simply be a published viewer. So basically means whenever the site is published, she could only view it. Okay. All right. So once you have your once you have your sharing capable, once you have that to where you want, you would click done. Okay, and then so basically when I publish it, that's when and I'll show you that when we get to it. Let me check and see if I have any questions. Okay. All right, so it says I was trying to add a table of contents, but it says add headings and they will appear in your table of contents. Okay, so your headings are up here. Okay. So what you could do now is go edit, or I'm sorry, not edit, insert table of contents. Okay. And then what you will have, let's, all right, let me see here. Because I will be honest, I've never added a table of contents in here on a web page before, so I'm not 100% about that. But I'm going to assume that these are your headings, and um, once you have more of these, they will appear either down here down here on your web page, or they will be um, or they'll appear somewhere on your web page. So again, that's I apologize. That's something I have never really tried to do. So again, this is my first PD I've ever led, so I'm kind of taking this here and running with it. All right, so again, settings up here, we've already kind of went over this. Okay, this is again just if you wanted to duplicate the site, you could click here. So basically means it would just make a copy of it. If you need help, you can click right here where it says help. Okay, now before anybody can view this website, you have to publish it. Okay, so what you would do is you would click publish. Okay, now right here, your web address. Okay, so it's always going to start out as https sites.google.com /franklin.kyschools.us / and then this is where again you can give this whatever name you want. Okay, so like I said, I'm just going to make it Atkins PD because that's what the title of it is. So whenever anybody wants to go to your website, this right here is the website that they would need to have. Okay, and again, and I'll show you how to copy that and put that. I mean, basically, you can copy it and put it anywhere so people can see it. Okay, so again, it's gonna have you double check who can view my site, and right now I've put anyone. Okay, and again, if we wanted to manage that, we could go back to where we were right here. We can change it to just certain people, or we can change it to just FCPS employees, or we can make it anybody. Okay. Um, if you don't want your site to be shown on a public search engine, um, you can put that. You can check this box right here to make it where if somebody tries to just search for it on Google, it's not going to find it. Okay, and then you'd simply click publish, and it says your site has been published successfully. So now you can go right up here to where it says copy publish site link. Okay, and right here is your link. Okay, so if you wanted to say share this on your Google Classroom or share it anywhere, you can click this copy link button right here. Okay, and it's going to say link copied to clipboard. Okay, and say I wanted to put it like I don't like. Okay, I'm just going to do this. I'll open a new web page, and like let's say I wanted to open it up directly, I would just copy and paste it into there. Okay, and there is my web page. Okay, now it had it where the web address I put in had this / assignments in here. So basically, it went to the assignments tab. If you wanted it to go to the home screen, we would just simply get rid of that assignments, and there's the welcome site. Okay, so I'm going to close this out. Okay. Now it's also really important to know because like I'm constantly updating my web page. If anytime I make a change, I have to publish it. So if I make any type of change and if I make any type of change and it may save it, but if I don't hit publish, nobody's going to see the updates. So every time you make changes, you have to publish it. Okay. All right, so let me stop there just for a second. Do you guys have any questions right off the top of your head?
No, I feel pretty good so far, Dale.
Okay. Like I said, it's more or less just kind of playing around with it. I mean, that's pretty much what I had to do. I actually got a crash course on this from Stella during one of her PDs that she was doing. It was the one about escape rooms, which is actually one I'm getting ready to do next. And she had recommended having a Google site, so so I got kind of comfortable with it and was like, hey, why don't I make one for volleyball? So I made one for there. So I'm gonna pull up the one. I'm gonna pull that one up, the one for volleyball, so y'all can kind of see what it looks like when it's finished. Okay, so you see, we haven't been able to practice, so I've been giving them like home workouts to do. So one of my pages on my website is exclusively for that. Okay. Let me do this. Let me just give you all, I'm going to give you all the link. And I think I may just share it with you guys. And that way you can pull it up on your email and kind of look at it. Okay. So, well, no, I take that back. Let me just do it this way. I'm gonna put the link into the chat box, and then that way, hopefully, you all can just click on that. All right, so so that's the one that I have. So you can click on it if you. Hopefully, you should be able to click on that and just kind of look around on it. Again, um, all of my pages are up here at the top. Let me show you. If you go to, let's see, yeah, here are my. What did I just do? My roster pages, and again, I've got a hyperlink in here that will take you to a Google Doc sheet. Okay. Now again, this will be is probably going to end up being this should be a blank sheet because nobody like we haven't been able to make our teams yet because of not being able to have practice. Yeah, it's just a blank sheet. And again, basically I did this by just inserting this document just the same way that I did the calendar. I believe I did this with the embed. Again, you can get that from your settings on Google Doc. That's kind of more of an advanced uh, s- thing to do on your Google Sites. Okay. And then let's see. Let me go to my calendar page. Okay, so again, I've got a calendar page on here. And again, I just insert it the same way. Just insert calendar. Okay. So I've got now again when the player when the like you all can probably look at it a lot better on your end if you use that site rather than me. But this is actually really cool because any changes that I make on Google Calendar, like on my personal Google Calendar, is going to show up here. Okay. This is something like I don't believe that's something that you have to publish, but again, I would just make the recommendation that any changes you make to this website, any updates, any new pages, anything new, make sure that you always click publish. And then if you do that, it'll like as you click publish, I believe it's going to show you the changes that you've made, and just to make sure that you're okay with the changes. Okay. All right. So, any questions, comments, concerns, anything you want to ask about Google Sites? Hopefully I'll have the answer to them.
I appreciate it, Dale. Nah, man, everything looked great to me.
All right. Well, I'm glad to hear that. So, um, all right. So what I'm gonna do is I do have a little I guess a little exit slip that you'll fill out. I guess just to show that you've participated in this and just to make sure you get your 1 hour of PD. So what I'm gonna do, let me get my camera up here on my phone. I'm gonna take a picture of everybody that's in here. Um, and what I'm just gonna do is I'm gonna forward you. I'm just gonna email you the what the exit ticket looks like. Um, you'll probably want to keep some type of documentation to show. Let's see. Let me turn off my turn off my presenter. Okay. So let me get that pulled up here on my end and make sure you all get that. Because I believe without that Google form filled out, you guys will need to, like, you'll basically need that to make sure you get your 1 hour of PD. Okay, again, my Chromebook's running awful slow. Okay, here we go. Okay, so Jace, I'm assuming yours is just james.smith at franklin.kwschools.us, right?
Yes, correct.
Okay. Sonia, is yours just sonia.gardner at franklin.kwschools.us? Okay. And let's see. Linzel, what is your email just linzel.brundage at franklin.kwschools.us?
Yes, sir.
All right, go. That's cool. So let me get that typed in. All right, so I've just check your emails, and you all should have that exit ticket right now. Okay, those are just basically the questions that Jim Masters wants you all to answer and be able to show, basically to show documentation that you do have that you did do this, and um, hopefully you got something out of it. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up right here, unless you all have any other questions, comments, concerns. Um, my email is just dale.adkins@franklin.kyschools.us. If you guys try to make the web page and you guys run into any issues, don't hesitate to email me. Um, I will gladly help any which way I can. Again, this is hopefully the first of my. I have to do I have to do 5 PD sessions in order to get my, because I've already gotten the Google level 1 and level 2 certification. I'm working on getting the Google trainer certification, which is why I have to do 5 1 hour PD sessions. So I do appreciate you all getting on. Um, Once you have that exit ticket finished, you can feel free to log off. Again, if you all have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to me.
Thank you so much. Hey, Dale, I did have one quick question.
Sure.
I noticed that you had the birthdays of the girls in there. I really liked that. Did you collect that data in a Google quiz, or like how did you collect that data from your girls?
Okay. So what I did is the girls filled out a Google form once
Huh?
they it was gosh, it seems like, I think it was March, it might have been March the 12th. It was right before we basically went on lockdown. Um, that we had like an informational meeting, and on the Google form the girls filled out, one of the things on there was their birthday. Because I noticed Joey Thacker does that all the time
Yeah.
with his girls basketball players, and I thought that'd be really cool to do for volleyball. So I just collected all those and I just inserted them into my Google Calendar, and then
Okay.
it's the one basically that's on. Yeah, it's on the calendar right there. So
Yeah.
so I can
Okay.
easily see if it's their birthday and give a little shout out.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right. So again, I appreciate you all getting on here, and if you all don't have any questions, and you have hopefully you got that exit ticket okay, and um, so if you all don't have any questions, you can feel free to log off and reach out to me if you have any questions.
Thanks, Dale. I'll see you in your next one, buddy.
All right, man. I'll
Thank
see you in
you.
a little
Thank you
bit.
so much. Bye.
Bye.